The Transformation from Carbon-Based to Crystalline Body, Part 1, 2013. www.goldenagiofgaia.com. Steve Bekuv, October 29, 2022. Repost. Probably some of the most perplexing questions, regarding our ascension, have to do with the transmutation of the physical body from carbon to crystalline base. I'd like to repost a 4-part series from 2013 looking at this process. Perhaps we can take a moment out to look at what our sources say about our transformation from bodies with a carbon base to those with a crystalline base. See footnote details in the YouTube description below. Introduction. As we look into the subject, the first thing to keep in mind is that we're on a return journey, and part of it is the return of our crystalline form. Archangel Michael tells us that when you began your adventure into the physical realms of materiality, you slowly built a garment of flesh around your shining, crystalline light body. Note 1. Now the very physical body that we built is becoming transformed into crystal. As SaLuSa tells us here, you will eventually rise up with a physical body that has become crystalline. Note 2. A series of events saw us devolve from crystalline bodies to carbon-based. Dark forces from our distant history played a hand in it. As Matthew Ward tells us, eons back in your time, darkly inclined souls altered human DNA to reduce the amount of light in bodies. That allowed them to install patterning for physical weakness, illness, aging, death, and severely decreased capacity for intelligence and spiritual clarity. Note 3. Archangel Michael tells us that our ego desire body also played a role. The master teachers of the past said that your physical bodies were originally created from etheric substance. You first came to earth in your radiant crystalline form, and gradually over many ages you developed your beautiful physical body from the Adam/Eve Codman divine blueprint for this sub-universe. The distortions began as you sank into the density, and the ego desire body gradually took control of the mental and emotional bodies. This resulted in a good portion of your soul self withdrawing from your sacred heart center into your soul star above the crown chakra. Note 4. We're now reversing these effects, Matthew tells us. Those limitations are being reversed by the ever-increasing intensity of light in bodies that are absorbing it. Note 5. We need crystalline bodies to survive in the higher dimensions. As Matthew suggests, our third-dimensional, carbon-based bodies cannot survive in the higher dimensions. Souls that absorb the light, which is constantly available to all, are changing at cellular level from carbon-based third-density bodies to crystalline-based bodies that can survive in the higher frequencies. Note 6. SaLuSa explains that the matter they're composed of cannot hold together in the more refined vibrations. The physical matter of your dimension is tenuous and cannot hold together in the higher realms. That is why the changes from carbon-based cells to crystalline are necessary to enable your ascension. Note 7. In the past, people left their physical bodies to ascend to higher dimensions. They did so after arduous spiritual training and in very small numbers. But now we look forward to a mass ascension while retaining our physical bodies. SaLuSa explains, a first in the universe. At the end of every cycle there is an emergence of those who are ready to move on to the higher realms. However, as many of you are now aware, this one is unique, as you take your physical body with you. Not as your existing carbon-based body, but one that has become crystalline and can function in the 5th dimension. One that has become lighter, and has moved into a near-perfect expression of itself. Note 8. It is the absorption of light that is causing the transformation, Matthew tells us. The light that is absorbed by receptive souls is changing their cells into a crystalline structure for physical survival in the higher vibrational levels, as well as increasing spiritual clarity and thus soul evolution. Note 9. Ascension is not determined by tests or trials at this time, but simply by choice and by the absorption of light, he reveals. There is no seat of judgment or arbitrary selection of which humans can ascend and which cannot. It is strictly a matter of science and soul's own choices. Light changes third density's carbon-based cellular structure to the crystalline form that lets bodies survive in the higher frequencies, or vibrations, of 4th density and beyond. Note 10. Tomorrow we'll look at some of the advantages we can expect from our new crystalline bodies.